What's up, y'all? We are back, episode 14 of the Twins Out of the Park Baseball 24 playthrough. We are here in the 2028-2029 offseason, coming off of 3 straight World Series victories. And the first order of business we have to go through is I went into commissioner mode to give myself a chance to offer $500 on a contract because he didn't want to negotiate because he doesn't like our manager or whatever. I kind of thought it was bullshit, so I just whatever, you can call me cheater, whatever. But I mean, he's a lifelong Minnesota Twin, and I wanted to keep him here. So he's wrecked. I overpaid for him. I gave him $22 million for 2 years. That will run him through his 36-year-old season, and also has some pretty good bonuses here. But for a guy who's only played 100 games, I don't think it's like crap to give him a nice 2-year deal to keep him here for the rest of his career. So, doesn't look great for our long. I mean, it's fine because it's not a ton of money, and we can clear some up very easily. We finally moved up into like the upper half in payroll, so that's good. But I can cut down this scouting budget down there, and then we can drop the development to like 20 or like maybe 30. And I'm sure our owner will increase our budget, I would hope, at least, after the big victory. So there you go. We'll also raise our ticket prices just a little bit as well. So we signed our guys who were in arbitration. That was Hernquez. We accepted Nola's player option, obviously, or team option, obviously. I think I'm going to get rid of Song somehow. He's still out for 3 weeks, so I got to wait a little bit. But his contract does become official when free agents file, so that's something to look out for. And besides that, Shoemake, we got an arbitration back, and then we got Dean as well. So pretty much everyone else is on league minimum, guys that I don't really care about. But we have a ton of free agents after next year. So, and then Fried is also gone. Good for him because he upped his demands a ton. I was seeing if he would accept a qualifying offer, and he probably would. But he was at, I think, 5 years, 20 mil a year, so 5 years, 100 mil total for him after his tremendous playoff run. I can't overstate the importance of his contribution, but I can't afford that right now, so we will move forward with whatever we can find to fill out our starting rotation. So let's jump into award season here. Maybe I'll run through it live just because I'm already here. So Gold Gloves doesn't. Oh, it looks like we had Trevino behind the plate, and that's about it. So pretty cool there. Just some minor league deals that I've signed that I was offering. It looks like Ken Waldachuk won reliever of the year after trying him in the rotation for a few. Good for him. Edwin Diaz finishes second. Noah Dean finishes fourth. Sorry, I'm like really congested right now. Trying to power through this. Silver Sluggers. We have DeMartini at first base, Palencia at second. And that's it for those. We'll move Calabrese. Okay, whatever. Rookie of the year. We don't have anyone really eligible, but John Bumgardner. Pretty good player there. Wow, nice. Some guys in the NL too. Looks like Yeson Perez. We won Manager of the Year again. It's cool. Third straight year for that. And then Aaron Nola wins Cy Young, looks like. All but one first place vote. The other went to Matt Brash, who is a swingman. Pretty elite one, too. That's pretty cool. Yeah, crazy season for Nola. We kept him for $18 million next year, which is really cool. Bailey Ober, wow. So he's been a stud since he went to Boston. Good for him. I mean, we talked about it. I knew there was a chance of that happening, but it was a deal that made sense at the time. I don't even know what was this trade anyway. So it's for Noah Dean. So yeah, that worked out well for both sides, I'd say. And then the MVP, it looks like Julio Rodriguez won pretty close to unanimously. Palencia playing 109 games, put up 60.6 WAR, and took the other first place vote. I think J Rod should have just won it, but whatever. Pretty cool that he was able to do that in that few games. And then DiMartini finishes 5th. Nola down in 7th, I think, and then nothing else really going there. But there you go. There's the awards, and we'll be back in just a moment. All right, guys, we are back. It is pretty much the end of the offseason, almost opening day, so we're just going to go through what happened this offseason. So let's start with some internal moves. We signed Aaron Nola to a 2-year extension. It was either this or give him like a 4-year deal. So I gave him 2 years at $43 million each, pretty much the Verlander Scherzer deal. I think it's reasonable. So the thinking behind that is we have a lot of guys coming off the books this offseason. Be Hernandez, Lee, Henry, Trevino, and Shoemake. That's a ton of money there. And really the only guaranteed contracts that we had were Correa, Buxton for 1 year, and then Palencia. And no one big is really a free agent until 2032, where we have like Calabrese, Coleman. Pretty much we have a ton of money for the next 2 years is what I'm getting at. And really, this year is really inflated because of a lot of arbitration stuff, but these 2 years are the big, we need to do it the next 2 years. So give Nola a big 2-year extension. We'll see how it works out. Could backfire if he gets hurt or something, but, his ratings are insane and, we just need him. So we'll be probably losing Henry. He wants a pretty good deal. I'm not going to give that to like a guy who pitches 150 innings for us. So let's go. I think. Let's see. What should we? Oh yeah, okay. So we'll start with the free agent signing. This might be like This might be the biggest contract I've handed out in free agency. We gave it to Grayson Rodriguez. Pretty good arm here. It's a 2-year deal with a player option the second year. Some decent bonuses here. And he's 29 years old. We'll get him for his age 29 and 30 season. And he'll be like our 4th starter. I like his ratings a lot, and it gives us some insurance if someone went down. So yeah, that was our big signing. I don't think there were any other huge moves we made. Let me go to transaction log. Okay, sorry about that. I completely just blanked on what screen I'm supposed to go to. So, these are just kind of smaller moves. We signed this guy to a contract apparently. So this was our big international signing. We got this guy for like $5 million, I think. Pretty good 3-pitch guy. 17 years old, so who knows? But we went for quality over quantity this year because we had money to spend. And let's go to December. I know we made some moves, right? It's like the next day that I'm recording this and trying to remember what I did. And let's see. Oh, so we made this. Okay, this is the big trade. I knew we did something. So, I think that was it, though. Okay, let's go over this one. It's a little smaller. We flipped Antonio Gomez for this guy, Elvis Polanco, who looks like then became a free agent. So that was my fault. Oops. Whatever. It wasn't. It was more just to get rid of Gomez because he was so bad and, whatever. Okay, so let's go over this trade really quick. So a lot to go over. We traded Mason Auer, who was kind of, he's been with the team for a while, but kind of spare parts at this point. We flipped him and Felix Morabel and Byron Churio, who was knocking at the door of the majors. We flipped them to Tampa Bay for this guy, Gonzalez, this guy, Liam Peterson, this guy, Tegan Kunz, Max Williams, an outfield prospect, and this guy, Elvis Novus, who has not made the majors yet, and also this guy, Henry Godbout, and $1.5 million. So essentially, we gave Mason Auer, Felix Morabel, and Byron Churio for a bunch of guys who are under, young guys, and a lot of pitching because I realize our pitching depth is kind of weak, especially starters, at least relatively to the rest of our team. And we had some extra hitters, so I just tried to flip some of these hitters for some pitching depth in the minors. So, like Peterson's 22,
Gonzalez is 23. Kunz is 23. We got Max Williams, little outfield depth. Never hurts. And then this guy, Elvis Novas, who's 26, but, knocking on the doors of the majors. He can definitely make the team. Then this kind of utility guy. I thought he was interesting for 25-year-old. So, yeah, that was the other trade. So Mason Hour now on the Rays, the team that we initially traded. We got him in the Joey Gallo trade way back when. And, that trade worked out pretty well for us. It wasn't great, but we got Mason Hour for basically nothing. So, there we go. Goodbye to him, and then let's go to the guys who made the team. So, Lamar King will be our backup catcher. Remember, we traded for him last year. Had a good spring, so he'll be around. Trevino will be starting. King will be playing like every fourth, a little bit more than Gonzalez or Gomez was for us. DeMartini, obviously at first, Palencia at second, Brooks Lee at third, and in a contract year. He wants a ton of money in an extension, so this will probably be his last year on the team. Sucks to see him go, but I'm not paying $30 million for him. We have some guys who could take his place anyway. Correa will be at short again. You got Manuel Rodriguez, another guy who, we have some depth in the corners, so, he's gonna get expensive. And first year arbitration, $6.6 million. If he gets expensive, we might look to move him for some younger guys. Mercedes will start in the center, and we'll have Calabrese and Wright to begin the year against righties. Mitchell on the bench, playing quite a bit, though. I would love to get him in the lineup if Calabrese starts struggling. So, he's playing quite a bit as well. And then Buxton DHing and playing once a week in center field. We give Buxton a little extension, so hopefully he can stay healthy for the duration of that. So that's why he's DHing and only playing minimal outfield. Derek Mitchell will be playing once a week at DH and whenever Buxton starts in center, I assume. So there you go. Our bench is Aurel Vera, who was out of options and pretty highly valued. And, I kind of like him too. So he'll make a bench spot, and then Shoemake, obviously, a fixture on our bench. For the pitching, you'll have a couple of surprises here. The top four in the rotation, not surprising. Especially the top three, familiar faces. And then Grayson Rodriguez, we just signed. Mike Wolf, who, if you remember, we took the 69th overall pick in the first round of the draft last year. Kind of skipped a bunch of levels and brought him up to the majors. He had an insane spring training, so he will make the rotation. And he was actually on the projected top pitchers. We'll get to the preseason predictions in a second, but this guy can be a stud. If even with 3 pitches, 75 stamina, that's huge. That's that. Marco Rea makes the team, mostly because he's out of options, and he had a good spring. So, whatever. We'll give him a shot. Then Connor Phillips, Carson Coleman, Chase Petty, and Luis Carrasco make the team. Carrasco had a really good spring. Petty he had a good spring besides one game where he gave like 6 runs or something. And then Coleman and Phillips. So, on the back end, Leandro, Dean, Hernquez. Hernquez will move back to the pen. Just because we don't really need him as a starter right now. Last year we kind of did. And, so he'll move back there. Contract year for him. And, that's not right. He will be a free agent, I assume. Yeah, okay. So now it says it. Okay, so that's the team going into opening day. So let's sim up to it. We'll play Kansas City. It'll be Nola on the mound for like the, 6th straight season. We'll look for a 4-peat, if that's even a thing. I don't know if maybe like one of those old Yankees teams did it, but I don't know if anyone besides that has won 4 championships in a row. Pretty wild. All right, so. Okay, it's cool. She should win it all this year. Yep, pretty much World Series of bust. I agree. So let's look at the preseason predictions. So I checked 2 days ago, and we were supposed to win 95 games. Now we're up to 104. League best ERA by far. And our offense is supposed to be also tops in the league. So we're supposed to win the division by 17 games. See, DeMartini wasn't on the list last time, so this is definitely new. So he's predicted to be a top hitter along with Palencia, obviously. And that's it for our hitters. Then pitchers, Mike Wolf expected to have a monster season along with Nola. And those are the guys. Also, Alec Manoah. What a freaking. I just looked at this. 158 innings. Holy crap, dude. Like, relax. Oh my God. They're going to run him into the ground. That's insane. Oh my God. He's probably just like blown away the second place winners and all of this stuff. Pretty funny there. So yeah, if you wanna give it a look, looks like Juan Soto is now a first baseman. Interesting. And on the Mets, he's been on the Mets for a couple of years. So yeah, pretty crazy. I wonder what kind of a deal he got. Just out of curiosity, looks like he signed a 7-year, $300 million deal, which probably lowball. That's a good deal for him. Anyway, let's do opening day here. Lineups are all set, good to go. As you can see, Rodriguez will be our leadoff guy against righties, Mercedes against lefties. Just, keep Calabrese. He wasn't really that good last year, so we'll keep him out of the leadoff spot for now. But let's do opening day here. And we win 6-2. I feel like we've won like 5 straight opening days, maybe every opening day. I'm not really sure. And it looks like Calabrese had a home run, so good for him getting started early, making us regret putting him in the 8 hole. And a bunch of doubles from Palencia, Rodriguez, Lee, and Buxton. Nola gives us a strong performance to Leandro to Dean to finish it out. So that'll be I don't know how long this episode is. So this will either be the end or we'll be back. So yeah, we'll be back next time, either in the second or next episode.